You're listening to Africa Business Radio, where you get up-to-date insights on the Africa business landscape. Log on to www.africabusinessradio.com. Your favorite shows are available on podcasts. Download them on our website and mobile app. Africa Business Radio, towards a profitable Africa.
They are 1.8 billion globally. They would make 75% of workforce by 2025. They will outspace earnings of baby boomers in less than 10 years. Smartphones and tablets are the argument settlers and fact checkers for every conversation. Get more insights on African millennials on Africa Business Radio, towards a profitable Africa.
That's cool on the beat.
Hi guys, it's Friday already, and I told you that I was going to have, Tunji Ogunoye back in the studio. But before then, how are we doing? How's it going? How was the week? Hope you made money. It's the second week in March, or third week. Hope you made money. And of course, rounding up the first quarter of the year, how's the year been? January, February. How many of us celebrated Love, March, Women's Month, man? Because you listened to my voice today, I think you should send a gift to a woman. Thank them for who they are, and just celebrate them, just because. It's the African Millennial Radio Show. It's me, Tommy Wale, on it again. And yes, Tunji is back. I'm just so happy that you're back.
Yeah.
Like, this conversation just gets into my forehead. And I know that many businesses are out there, of course, drafting budgets already based on our previous conversation. And then, I'm sure you're going to add more budgets, or add more things to what you thought you had done yesterday or the day before yesterday, concerning taking your company to the next level. Tunji, how are we doing?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay, now for those joining us, right, a brief introduction of Tunji Ogunoye is, you get into the city of Lagos, and then there's this bunch of guys who are doing the most exceptional things, right, from the city of Lagos. It's fourth canvas, right? And then Tunji is a senior brand designer and partner in that company. So you can see how very, 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 very honored we are to have him in the studio again. Right, just squeeze him from his busy schedule through Lagos traffic and whatnot, and to get him into the studio. He also leads a team at DearDesigner. It's a design community, it's a design community project that aims at ensuring sustainable growth, of everyone in it. So creating structure as a creative, ensuring that you make money and we're all taken care of in a very hostile environment in the names of people called clients. Tunji, what's happening?
Yeah, I'm okay. Good to be back here. Yeah, we had to be back because we didn't finish our conversation.
No, we did not. You were on fire the other day, and I think I'm just going to start right off, with that same fire. So, can you share, right? Okay, so there are different ways communications can be done. There's JPEG, use of shapes, use of text, and everything. Right. The marketing communication you're trying to do has to be successful. Yeah. Now, can you share the relationship between JPEG, that is pictures, use of text, and the use of shapes in marketing communication?
All right. So, it's always a mix of like a lot of them, depending on what you're saying, depending on where you're saying it, and also depending on depending on your brand itself. So, for maybe the big businesses, there is a guideline that, okay, this is how we want to communicate. We will not use images, we use illustrations. And when we are using illustrations, it has to be this way, understand? But for the smaller businesses that maybe, they're just starting out, I think it's also important that before you, as you design for your business, you should also make some decisions. That, okay, we'll use images. You are using images, what kind of expression would it be on the person's face? Right. What's the skin color? What's the complexion? Are we using ladies all the time, or are we using guys all the time, or are we using family? Yeah. So should at least state these things, understand? I mean, so for small business, it may be difficult for you to state it at the start, but as you go on, you see things that work. I think, okay, this is something that I think we should do more of, and then you start. I mean, you start taking taking note of these things. So it's, I mean, at the end, it's a mix of, depending on what you want to do and the medium. So text, illustrations, images, 3D, icons. I mean, it depends on what you want to do. But for instance, so for illustrations, so there is a trend, but there is like a new wave of brands using illustrations, and this is because, I mean, it looks fresh, it looks new. I mean, we see images all around us. We see images everywhere. You understand? I mean, and even in our country, the same models, Shutterstock models, you sit on this brand, you sit on this other brand. You understand? So people feel like, well, let's just get a breather. You understand? Let's use illustrations. And now, what illustrations does for you is that, I mean, apart from the fact that it's different, so it's also something that maybe you can own, because, I mean, for images, you have, even if you can own the images, you may not be able to own the models. Even if you can own the models, you understand? I mean, there are still normal human beings around, and we still see them. So, but for illustrations, you could actually customize illustrations to fit your business. You understand? You could customize, I mean, say, okay, this is the texture we are using, this is the stroke we are using, this is the kind of illustration style or pattern that we are using. You understand? So that's like a plus and advantage for illustrations. But the one thing image will always do for you is the fact that image is like, I'm seeing myself in your design. So maybe I can relate to it more. Maybe I can say, oh, okay, this person here is like me. You understand? So it depends on what you want to do. And then I said it during the last episode, I spoke about consistency. It's about what you've decided to do, the thing that I said you want to do, this way you want to communicate. Stay on that course for a long time. Don't just say, oh, today's illustration, tomorrow is images, next tomorrow is 3D. I mean, you are not eating the tree on the same spot. You're just eating it all around. You understand? So what you said you would do, stay true to it. You understand? And see it. I mean, make roots first, and then see how it affects people. Now, maybe periodically you can say, okay, for the next quarter, for the next year, we are making some changes to our visuals. So we are using this kind of illustrations now, or want to stop illustrations to start using 3D. You understand? This is a decision you make. You understand? It's not a decision that you just go into and come out of weekly. You go into it again the next month, you come out of it like that. You are not carrying people along. You're not carrying people along, because what someone saw for the first time 2 weeks ago, that is just getting used to, now gets changed again. You understand? So for your business, that doesn't make sense, because people won't be able to relate with you. They won't be able to. You won't be able to carry people along for a long time. You just drop them off. Yeah.
So, for example, they see it is nice.
Yeah.
You should actually just connect. You should keep connecting instead of the dots. Just keep.
So it's just like you're just trying to like build. I mean, the serum was not built in a day. Put the first block, put the second block.
Now put pipe. Now put this one.
You understand?
Yeah. But then, if you're actually laying the blocks first, then doing it gradually, you're actually growing yourself into people's emotions.
Yes.
Right. That's nice. And then, of course, make sure that your product and services are good, because when people get to stuck,
that's very important. To be honest,
he said something in the last episode that I love that part a lot. He said, if your service and everything is not good anymore, that's not branding.
That's not branding. It's something else. Now, I just lying. I lying, and it will backfire.
So in your experience, or based on who you are, which of this do you think is more effective? Use of illustrations or use of pictures and images?
So like I said, it depends.
Okay.
It depends. I mean, it depends. So it depends on what you are selling. So for instance, I mean, if it's a fashion business, if it's a fashion business, for instance, people don't want to see designs like that. They just want to see what I'm buying. How does it look on people? So they don't see images of people using it or images of that thing from every angle. So maybe if you are selling a clothes, for instance, a dress, for instance, they want to see someone, a model who wears a dress, understand? So in that case, illustrations might not be appropriate. So it depends on the context. Yeah, it depends on the context, yeah.
Okay. Now, with this now, right, I think I have my answer already to a question I just want to throw at you right now. But actually taking your staff by the hand and training them, right, or investing in setting up a department, like a brands and marketing department, which one do you think an MSME should look at doing?
Instead of training your staff?
So you can actually just train your staff to at least, okay, these are the basic things. If you want to create this for social media, if you want to create this, when it's time for marketing, you just get people and everything. Let's at least the staff, they can maybe juggle some things together and everything. Because I don't know, I'm speaking from the point of businesses. It's tough, getting things going and, trying to. So would you say that it's best for them to do that, or is it really, really, really important for them to just set up a department at work, even if it starts with 2 people in it?
So if setting up a department, because what that does is it makes people directly responsible for something. So if all you do in a company is, okay, I am responsible for the visual design, for the visual outlook of this particular product or company, you understand? Then this is what I'm doing. But in the case that maybe what my work is to sell, and they said, oh, because it's a small business, so please come and start designing. Now, so you may not get the best out of people like that. So if the business can afford to at least get one person, you understand, in-house, okay, oh, so we need someone to help us work on design, so join us and do this for us. If the business can do that, then I think, it is better to be done like that. But if you can't afford that, then just make use of the existing people, maybe it's even you as a business owner that's trying to let me just get this done myself. So I think it depends on what they can afford. So if it's that you can afford to bring new people to do this thing for you, it's better because it creates ownership and focus, and you can say, okay, this is my work, this is what I'm supposed to do, this is what I'm supposed to achieve, and you can even measure it. But if you are doing so much, maybe I'm supposed to be talking to customers now, every Tuesday, every Wednesday, I have to get to work on designs. You understand? You may not maximize people like that. But if the case is that, that budget is not available, that money is, you can't even afford it, then make use of the available resources you have. Yeah.
Okay. Now, we've discussed marketing, we've discussed, the visuals. Now there are the channels, right? So there are the video channels, there are the, picture-based channels, and then there are the writing newsletters, and things like that. Cost effective, right? What do you think an organization can do the most cost effective way to ensure that the information that they disseminate as an organization actually goes well in each of these channels? Right. So I understand videos, for example, they might have some resources online, right? I understand, what's it called? Pictures, for example, you have some maybe pixels or something. You have, people you can get. Now, with your capacity, right? What things do you think an organization can just pick up? Because what I'm trying to do with this episode is a lot of people need help, right? And they need to listen to someone who is in the business to just show them some guidelines, and of course now just get to talk to Tunji, after some time. So with these organizations right now, do you think they are just ready, available resources that they can just pick from and manage, right? Now, second thing is, why should they improve or just be at the head of the curve with their visuals? I understand it's a marketing edge, right? But is it really, really... Maybe because I'm a brand consultant too, right? And then I try to convince these people as much as possible. So maybe this is a bit of a personal question. I'm sure people can understand. Of course, there's a business person listening. Why, apart from them having the little things they do, why must they really, improve their brand visual every time, right? So the way it was 2 years ago, obviously, it might be different right now. Why must they just keep doing that?
Okay, so, for that, it's just...
Why must they spend that money? Because you've said this thing since, right? But if there's just a quick jab, at them, so that they can just invest this thing.
So for them, I think, if it's about, you've been doing this for 2 years, and then oh, you need to like change things. You understand? It's just, I mean, businesses evolve. I mean, maybe what you are doing.
Sorry, did you even know that they should evolve? Because I think our environment is just quite interesting.
I think I understand you. So because the people you are servicing. So for instance, when I entered university, GT Bank was like, catch them young. Yeah. I'm now older. You understand? Is it the same messaging that caught me while I was on a level that will catch me now?
Thank you very much.
Do you understand? When I was on a level, I was just thinking about book, read book, go to class, come back. But now I want to make money. I'm thinking of giving gifts, family, you understand? I mean, so it's a different thing entirely. So if this brand set out to achieve something, that thing they want to achieve might evolve over time, because maybe there's a new, maybe like the people you were targeting 2 years ago, now they've grown older. You understand? Now you need to either target them when they've grown older, or you are targeting a new set of people that just entered that age bracket or that demographic. You understand? So it's important because people evolve. People are growing. You understand? And even your business landscape is evolving. So there are new technologies.
What I think you're saying is the business has to be purposeful.
Yes.
So you're starting with people and then you're growing with them. So what you have to do is you always have. So if people are actually changing, you have to always
have to change.
Yeah, that's it. That just makes it clear.
And that's one reason why businesses rebrand. So you see this one, maybe after like 3 years, they are rebranding because there's a new thing. There's a newness, and they want to use that rebrand to announce that newness, that freshness. Okay, this is now our direction. Or maybe what we're doing before is now sharper, is now more intentional, and this is where we are going about it.
Wow. Man, thank you very much for this very wonderful time. Let's have a short break and then we'll be back to talk about your capacity as Tunji Ogunoye, and then see, what areas you think you can help brands and businesses with.
You're listening to Africa Business Radio, where you get up-to-date insights on the Africa business landscape. Log on to www.africabusinessradio.com. Your favorite shows are available on podcasts. Download them on our website and mobile app. Africa Business Radio, towards a profitable Africa.
They are 1.8 billion globally. They will make 75% of workforce by 2025. They will outspace earnings of baby boomers in less than 10 years. Smartphones and tablets are the argument settlers and fact checkers for every conversation. Get more insights on African millennials on Africa Business Radio, towards a profitable Africa.
That's cool on the beat.
I mean, Tunji is really, really, really schooling me right here. I mean, I said that in the last episode also, and I'm always, you guys should just get to connect with him, right? Now, Tunji, obviously, I'm sure many brands and businesses have, listen to you, people even intending to start their businesses, or people who are deep in their business. I'm sure even people who have had questions on why it looks like people have moved on from them. And I think the last point you raised, which was the question I was really trying to articulate, because it's something that I face every time, is that, okay, is your business actually purposeful? Are you trying to target something in 20 years? People you targeted now, you're really looking at them to know how you can. And then you said something about rebranding, that you must always know that people change. So you have to rebrand, to further get their attention. GT Bank is telling you about books and everything when you're at 100 level. Shouldn't be telling about books right now. Should be telling about family, and things like that. So yes, you always have to. So I understand that brands, you guys are trying to make money right now, but then what is the eventual goal for you, and how are you really conscious of the people around you? So hence, the brand and constantly developing yourself. Now, as Tunji Ogunoye, what capacity do you think you can offer brands and businesses?
Okay, so I'll first talk as Fourth Canvas. That's that's my where I work. So what we do at Fourth Canvas is brand strategy, and design. Yeah. So people can say, okay, let me just go straight to design, but design is actually spineless without strategy. You understand? So you are designing for a brand. You want to work on their logo and visuals. But that brand itself, what are they doing? What are they trying to achieve? Who are they targeting? You understand? Which position in the market are they occupying? You understand? What are their core values? What's their tone of voice? How do they want to sound? Do they want to be official? Do they want to be jovial? Do they want to be relatable? You understand? So that's why we always advise clients that, okay, before you dive into working on your visuals, on your designs and stuff, start with strategy. Strategy makes the ride worthwhile. You understand? That's where you clarify a lot of stuff. Because when we say consistency creates blindness. When you're constantly doing something, you're not seeing every other thing. You understand? And that consistency is fueled because there is something backing it. Okay. There is, okay, this is what we want to do. This is what we're targeting. This is what we want to achieve with them. So we always advise people that start with strategy. You understand? So strategy establishes that foundation. That, okay, this is what we are trying to do. This is our services. Understand? This is our mission. Come back again in 20 years' time. This is what we should be doing. You understand? These are the people we are targeting. Who are their profiles? What do they do? Where do they work? You understand? This is, user persona. Okay, this is example A. Tommy is 55-year-old. He works in banking. He has a family of 5. What is his, what are his deepest concerns now? He's thinking of how to raise money to send his kids to school. You understand? There's another profile of so and so person. So this is the foundation. Because when you're now working on the designs, you have some things clear now. Okay, these are the people we are trying to target. This is what their concerns are. You understand? That influences the choice of images, for instance. Influences the color. Influences that mood you are trying to create. You understand? So that's strategy. Now design. Now design here is we understand that design is beyond the logo. We spoke about Budweiser's as bow tie shape. There's Axa Mansard. We saw it. I saw it on my way here, and then there is a red stroke that they use. If you see that anywhere, that's Axa Mansard. You understand? So we understand our design is beyond the logo. Brand design is beyond the logo. So when creating the brand, we are not just creating the logo and giving it to you. We are thinking of, okay, what colors work for you? And the color is not just the color in the logo. There's a color palette. You understand, that I can use over time. Maybe on your mobile app or on your website or on YouTube or on your videos. There are other colors you want to use. There's a typeface. There is, okay, these are the things that this type embodies a character of our brand. You understand? There is the pattern. You understand? There is the shapes. That Axa Mansard and Budweiser is a shape. There is a shape. There is illustrations. You understand? What pattern? How does it look like? Okay. For people who use MailChimp, MailChimp has this very unique illustration that they use. You understand? You've not seen it anywhere else. So when you see now, this is MailChimp. So, and what this is that the logo can only say little. Okay. Now, a logo won't say everything about your brand. It can only say something very, very small and minimal about your brand. You understand? And maybe so what the branding does is that at the end, these other elements can say more about your business. So the pattern, for instance, can talk about, okay, maybe the pattern is talking about one of your values of collaboration. So maybe you see that pattern. They may not see collaboration, but somewhere on their subconscious, they are seeing that value. You understand? So the logo can do so little, but the whole system can do so much more. You understand? So that's why we create like a visual system. We create beyond just creating a logo, giving you your color palette. We create a visual system. You understand what you can use. You understand? What can influence your daily need. as a business.
Right.
You understand? And also, if you want to maybe create your mobile app, your website, I mean, definitely we also get that done. Yeah.
I mean, that's very, very important.
Yeah.
And that's very, very interesting too. Now, from the DearDesigner perspective, right, is this something that you can actually incorporate staff of organizations, into the community for some time? Because, I mentioned earlier that there's some organizations that can't actually afford to have a marketing department right now. Yeah. Right? Everybody's just trying to make. So with DearDesigner, do you think that organizations should look into maybe asking a couple of their staff to come on board, maybe some weekend classes or whatnot?
Okay.
Because, the reason I'm doing this, right, is we've established earlier in the last episode that your visuals can actually affect your bottom line. Now, if bottom lines are good at the end of the day, it's going to increase the GDP and also contribute to the economy of the space. Yeah. So now, take it back. Staff in the organization. So is there something DearDesigner can do to have these people,
Okay, presently, what DearDesigner is, who DearDesigner is targeting is, I'm targeting the designers, trying to make them better people, better designers, and lead better lives. You understand? That's what we do at the moment. Okay. So, but it's something that we can, incorporate. Maybe training of in-house people, maybe designers or staff who want to pick up design for the organizations. It's something we can incorporate. And there's something Fort Canvas did 2019. We call it Design for Non-Designers. Right. So it was, we did it in Talk, we did it in Red, and we did it in Opera Ads, but we didn't do it again. So maybe something we can start. So it's basically teaching design, as design should be for people, just like English was for us in secondary school. English was not optional because everybody would communicate. So everybody should at least understand little design, understand the process, understand why things are the way they are.
Because in giving presentations in different places,
even sending mails,
sending emails and all those things.
Do you understand? As easy as sending WhatsApp message.
Yes.
You understand? Sending mails.
What's it called?
Yeah.
Channels and marketing processes for the organization.
So we had that design for non-designers, and then we taught organizations, everybody. We taught them the basics of design. You understand? And that wasn't supposed to make them start designing. Understand? But give them a very good foundation of. So when you see things like this is why it's happening.
You're not going to start arguing and say no.
Yeah, and that thing is important. Yeah. Because we can train designers. The designers can be the best they can be. But when it comes to the channel of approval, and then the person approving the design says, this cannot work.
Yeah, add one more font.
Do you understand?
Add 2 more fonts.
Why are you using this font all the time? Madam, this is your brand typeface. I shouldn't even use it. You should be angry if I use another typeface.
Because MTN won't use another typeface.
They won't do it. They won't do it.
Consistent.
Do you understand? So, and it's important that line of approval, you understand, that we don't leave it to chance. Because you could, so when this Gen Z millennial issue, someone's tweeted that, you see a lot of brands, they put up their ads and they put it down. Because maybe the person who approved that copy is a baby boomer.
Or something. I said the person who wrote this message.
Do you understand? So you could have good people, good copywriters, good designers on the team, but they do good work and you rubbish it. You take them back, and if that happens consistently, they lose interest. They just do what they just do what you would approve, and they move on.
That affects the general brand communication.
So that line of approval, we need to companies need to understand that people at every level, maybe the marketing manager, the head of corporate comms and brand, they need to understand why things are done the way they are done. They need to be brought. They need to be brought inside. Okay, this is why we do these things. So you understand, because you always have that problem, and design should also have a seat at the executive level.
Guys, Tunji
should have a seat.
Tunji's at it again. Don't forget to go on Twitter and search Tunji Ogunoye, right? DearDesigner. You see T-O on top of his handle. Right, on Twitter and on Instagram. That's if it doesn't change later. But then Tunji Ogunoye on Instagram and on Twitter. And yes, don't forget to go on africabusinessradio.com to listen to past editions of the African Millennial Radio Show. And don't forget to also search on Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, and Spotify Podcast, the African Millennials, and then you'd enjoy very, very insightful and interesting, banter, chops up, and conversations from the African Millennial Radio Show. All right, guys, make sure you stay safe. If you're drinking tonight, don't drive, and please save money. You don't have to spend money tonight. COVID is real, guys. Please take care of yourself. It's Tommy Wale, and I'll say, all right, bye for now.
They are 1.8 billion globally. They would make 75% of workforce by 2025. They will outspace earnings of baby boomers in less than 10 years. Smartphones and tablets are the argument settlers and fact checkers for every conversation. Get more insights on African millennials on Africa Business Radio, towards a profitable Africa.
You're listening to Africa Business Radio, where you get up-to-date insights on the Africa business landscape. Log on to www.africabusinessradio.com. Your favorite shows are available on podcasts. Download them on our website and mobile app. Africa Business Radio, towards a profitable Africa.